Carb Smart class here online. Every second Wednesday is when this class happens. So I'm glad you're here, whether you're watching live or watching the recorded version later on at some point, anytime. My name is Melissa. I'm HealthWare's registered dietitian and personal trainer. Welcome. Today, we have a great topic. I've got all my show and tell items ready for you today. We are talking about fiber. This is a Carb Smart class, so everything we talk about is related to carbohydrates, and fiber is in that category. Let me know at any time during this class if you have questions, comments, feedback. Just type it in that little chat section, chat box on this video, live or in the recorded version. Happy to answer any questions that you may have. Let's get going. So, you may have heard people say things like, I need to get more fiber in my diet, or maybe you've even said that yourself. And most of the time, it actually is true. Fiber is an important component of healthy eating, but unfortunately, most people don't get enough of it in their diet each day. Fiber is part of the carbohydrate group, as I mentioned. However, it is a non-digestible carbohydrate. Much different than sugars and starches, which are other members in that carbohydrate family. So fiber, sugar, starch, all under that carbohydrate umbrella. Fiber is split into two main categories based on how it reacts within the body. First is soluble fiber, and then second is insoluble fiber. So let's talk about both of those, starting with soluble fiber first. Soluble fiber blends with the water in our gut and forms a gel-like substance. It has various health benefits and feeds the good bacteria in the gut. You also may hear of it called or referred to as fermentable fiber. Soluble fiber is fermentable fiber. When our gut bacteria eats it, it's fermenting in our gut. Insoluble fiber, on the other hand, does not dissolve in water and passes through our digestive system mostly intact. Because of this, it acts mainly as a bulking agent for bowel movements and may help speed along the passage of food and waste through our gut. So to kind of illustrate this a little bit, soluble fiber, if you've ever made a flaxseed egg, it's kind of a plant-based or a vegan egg replacement. You mix ground flaxseed or even chia seed with water and you leave it for a few minutes and it becomes this really like gel, gooey type of substance. That is kind of an example of what soluble fiber is. It forms that gel kind of substance in our gut, and that's what it you can kind of imagine it in that way. Insoluble fiber is like corn kernels. Like if you eat an ear of corn, the corn kernels, the outer part of the kernel, that shell generally is passed through our digestive system intact. So if you have a bowel movement, you actually can see the particles of the corn, not husk, but the corn kernel shell in your stool. I'm sure that was very exciting to listen to. So, how much fiber should you eat in a day? The current recommendation is 25 grams per day for women, 25 for women, and 38 grams per day for men. The typical American does not reach the recommendation of fiber in a day. Based on the typical American diet and research, Americans tend to eat less than those recommended amounts, unfortunately. Let's talk about why we should eat enough fiber. Yes, we hear that we should eat fiber, but let's talk about why more specifically. I've got 6 different reasons why. So number 1, as I mentioned, fiber, specifically the soluble fiber, feeds the good bacteria in our gut. The bacteria in the large intestine can impact our health in many ways, including weight management, blood sugar control, immune function, and even brain function. Feeding our good bacteria is very, very important. The gut interacts with many body processes, so keeping the gut healthy is so important. Some people will take like probiotic or prebiotic supplements, and that is a way to help feed the good gut bacteria as well. Number 2, oh no, I didn't finish number 1 first. Okay, yes, one downside to feeding the good gut bacteria is that they produce gas. So that's why if you eat a lot of soluble fiber in a meal, like beans or broccoli, you often have an increased amount of gas. I hear that from people often. Fortunately though, those side effects usually do decrease or even go away almost completely over time as your body adjusts. Some people tell me after they start eating beans on a more frequent basis, they get bloating or gas, and that does go away over time unless you are sensitive to the specific foods, but it should go away over time for regular bodies. Also, if you're trying to increase your fiber, doing it in the soluble fiber, doing it in small amounts at a time to help minimize those GI symptoms. So like beans, having a quarter cup at a meal at a time rather than an entire cup or something like that. So small amounts frequently can help minimize those GI type of symptoms. All right, now number 2, fiber can help with weight management. It bulks up your meals, leaving you feeling fuller on fewer calories. That's something I tell people often with weight management. As fiber soaks up water in the intestine, it slows the absorption of nutrients and increases your feeling of fullness. So if you're thinking about your plate, if you're eating dinner, your plate, you want to have at least half of that with the non-starchy vegetables, and there's not very many calories in those non-starchy vegetables. What I mean by non-starchy, not peas, potatoes, or corn. Those are starchy vegetables. Any other vegetable essentially is qualified as a non-starchy vegetable. It has fewer carbohydrates, fewer calories, but you can eat a larger volume of them for that fewer calories and fewer carbs. All right. In addition, there is research showing that when we eat a high fiber diet, we eliminate more calories through our stool, meaning we don't absorb all the calories that we eat. The bulk of the fiber gets in the way of the calories being absorbed in our bodies. Isn't that exciting? I think that is actually very interesting, very exciting. Eating fiber, even if you're eating the same amount of calories as someone else that was eating less fiber, you may actually not absorb as many of those calories that you eat because the fiber physically gets in the way of the absorption process. I think that's very exciting. All right, number 3, fiber, that soluble kind we talked about, helps management of blood sugar, which is very important if you're struggling with prediabetes or diabetes. Because fiber slows down the process of digestion, the food we eat doesn't get absorbed into our bloodstream as quickly, and therefore we have smaller spikes in our blood sugar, which is ideal. So if you're having no fiber in your diet, you eat a lot of carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes up, and then you might spike all the way back down. But when we have fiber in our diet, the digestion process is slowed down, so it's a much more gentle curve of our blood sugar. And I think Lori said something. I agree, that is very good. Yeah, good. I think you might have been talking about the fiber part in the absorption. Yes, so fiber definitely can help with blood sugar control. I have an eyelash in my eye. I'm so sorry. I keep winking at everybody. Okay, now number 4, soluble fiber again can reduce cholesterol levels, though in general it's not drastic. It just can help somewhat. There are many studies that show that people who eat more fiber have a lower risk of heart disease. Anything we can do to help lower our risk of heart disease our #1 killer in America, is really important to pay attention to. You'll see on packages like oatmeal, specifically like Cheerios or Quaker Oats, those things, that they advertise that their products help lower cholesterol levels. Cheerios are made with oats, and of course Quaker oatmeal, it is oats. And they have that as their advertising, or they used to. I know there used to be commercials about Cheerios reducing people's cholesterol levels. And it's not that it's oats specifically, it's that it's the soluble fiber in the oats. Soluble fiber for cholesterol levels, it actually, how do I say this right? When we eat the soluble fiber, it can collect the cholesterol in our gut and eliminate it rather than allow the body to absorb it. So, always great to have fiber just for a little bit to help those cholesterol levels. #5, of course, you probably know that getting enough fiber can help with constipation. Fiber helps bulk up your stool, as we've already discussed, which can help speed up the movement of your bowels, which is something we do want to have. We do want to have an active, moving, relatively high speed transit time for our bowels. Not too fast, right? But there are certainly different effects that fiber can have on the gut though, and it does vary from person to person. I recommend, if you're not used to eating a lot of fiber now, as I said, with like the gas and bloating type of symptoms, I do recommend slowly increasing the amount of fiber you eat for this reason as well. And to make sure that you are drinking plenty of water, fluids, but namely water, which may involve increasing the amount that you normally drink. Make sure you're drinking enough water so that the fiber can absorb the water in order to pass through easily. If we don't have enough water, our stool is very dry, and that is not helpful. Typically, bowel movements, you want to have at least one a day. So if you think about your restroom habits, having enough fiber can help keep you regular. Certain types of fiber, like the soluble fiber and the insoluble fiber, we want to have a mix of both. But the goal is to have at least one bowel movement a day. Okay, some people have more. A healthy gut actually can have more than that. Moving on. #6, many studies have also found that fiber may help reduce the risk of colorectal cancer. It's not a hard and fast rule, but there is evidence to support that. And again, anything we can do to help reduce our risk of heart disease or cancer, I think is very valuable and worth paying attention to. The thing to remember is that while both soluble and insoluble fiber are good for us, the majority of the health benefits, if you were listening to me, actually do come from the soluble fiber, which is the fermentable kind, meaning it feeds our good bacteria in our gut, and it combines with the water in our gut to form that gel substance. Insoluble fiber is good too, but we do really especially want to make sure we're getting that soluble fiber. And just briefly to touch on supplements, fiber supplements that we can take, it is recommended through research that we get the majority or all of our fiber from food sources rather than eating whatever you want of low fiber foods and then supplementing it with Metamucil or Benefiber, whatever it is. It is best for our overall health to be getting our fiber from our food sources. Segue in now to what foods do have food sources. Let's talk about that, or what foods do have fiber. Did I say that right? Which foods are fiber sources? Let's talk about that. And the answer is quite simple: plant foods. Okay? Animal-based foods do not contain fiber. No fiber. So that's meat, poultry, fish, eggs, milk, yogurt, cheese, butter. All of those animal-based foods do not contain fiber. Something like yogurt may have things added to it that is fiber. It may have a fiber supplement or fruit, that sort of thing added to it, so that yogurt might have fiber listed in the ingredients, but actual plain yogurt does not contain fiber. Fiber comes from fruits, vegetables, beans, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. And I already mentioned that fiber supplements, yes, those do exist. They are a edible source, but they are not a true food source. And it's really important to get all the other vitamins and minerals that are in those whole food sources rather than just doing the supplement. Whole grains, fruits, vegetables, beans, nuts, seeds, they all contain a lot of vitamins and minerals. All those nutrients that are so good for other processes in our bodies. It's not just the fiber in those foods that are good for us. Okay, I'll get off my fiber supplement soapbox and let's talk now, show and tell time, about the fiber amounts in different types of foods. So first, let's talk about lentils, one of my favorite sources of protein, fiber. Lentils here. So these are dried lentils. You can buy lentils that are already cooked, but a lot of the time it's already dried and you need to cook them yourself. So 1 cup of cooked lentils, so not dry, but 1 cup of cooked lentils contains 5.6 approximately, 15.6, I apologize. 1 cup of cooked lentils contains about 15.6 grams of fiber. So 1 cup is almost half of your daily fiber amount if you're a male, and it's more than half of your daily fiber recommendation if you're a female. That is not very much food to have to eat to almost get to your goal. So lentils, great choice. I have a couple, at least one I know of, I think, lentil recipes in our plant-based cooking classes, so go check that out. I know I have a lentil meatloaf recipe. Go watch that video, get the recipe if you haven't tried that. That's an easy way to get some lentils in. In that same realm is garbanzo beans, or chickpeas, whatever you like to call them. Garbanzo beans, in 1 cup of cooked or canned, 1 cup of these is approximately 12.5 grams of fiber in just 1 cup of those. Same story for really any of the beans. So kidney beans are about the same, black beans are about the same. They may vary by a gram or so, but in general, the beans, all about the same amount, okay? So beans, lentils, awesome sources. In addition, beans and lentils are really great sources of iron, which is very good for our bodies. And they do contain high quality plant-based protein. Great foods. I encourage people to eat beans every day. I myself eat beans every day. So I practice what I preach. All right, moving on now to our oats. So I've got quick oats, there you go. And just the regular old-fashioned rolled oats. In 1 cup, uncooked. So typically when you make oats, the serving size is a half cup. In 1 cup of uncooked oats, approximately 14 to 16 grams of fiber. It'll kind of depend. Some of them aren't quite as high perhaps, like this one. In 1 cup of this one, 10 grams of fiber. But oats, again, a great source of fiber. They are a whole grain, which means they have that entire, all 3 pieces of the grain intact. All the fiber and the nutrients are in the oats. Similar story to something like a whole wheat pasta. Whole wheat pasta contains more fiber than our regular white or enriched pastas. In this particular one, 2 ounces of this one contain, which is about 2/3 to a 1 cup serving size. 2 ounces of this contains 5 grams of fiber. And in regular pasta, it's usually 1 or 2 grams of fiber. I've also got a bread example. So this is Dave's Killer Bread. I know that a lot of patients that I see eat Dave's Killer Bread, which is great. It also contains 5 grams of fiber in only 1 slice actually. So if you eat a sandwich, 2 slices of fiber, 10 grams. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. 2 slices of bread. What's wrong? 2 slices of bread is 10 grams of fiber with this particular bread. Lots of great fiber. All those whole grain foods are really good sources of fiber for us, as well as B vitamins, which are also good for our bodies. Now, moving on more in towards the fruits and vegetables, strawberries. 1 cup of strawberries, which is very, very easy to eat. That is not very many strawberries. 1 cup of strawberries is 3 grams of fiber, so a few extra grams there. Raspberries actually have more fiber in them than strawberries do. Raspberries have about 8 grams of fiber in 1 cup. Someone said something. Molly said that bread is also low sodium. Oh, yes. So this particular one is a little bit not technically qualified as low sodium, but 1 slice is 170 milligrams in this one. There may be other versions of Dave's Killer Bread that are lower in sodium, but as bread goes, there definitely are breads that are higher in sodium than that one. All right, moving on into the vegetable realm. So all fruits and vegetables contain fiber, all of them do, especially if you're eating like the ones that have skins, like a potato that has a skin or cucumber that has a skin. That's a lot of great fiber in there. Carrots, let's talk about carrots. Just regular old carrots. In 1 cup of carrots, chopped or baby carrots, whatever you want, 3.5 approximately grams of fiber in those. Broccoli, I've got my frozen broccoli over here. In 1 cup of broccoli, which is really easy to eat, that's not very much broccoli, 2.4 grams of fiber approximately in those. This bag in particular, it rounds up to 3 grams of fiber in 1 cup. And it's only 25 calories for 1 cup of broccoli, which is not very many calories. Almonds, nuts, seeds, those contain fiber as well. So almonds, as an example, almonds contain approximately 3.4 grams of fiber per ounce. And what an ounce is about a quarter of a cup. So a really small handful, quarter of a cup, is what the 3.5-ish grams of fiber would be for the almonds. And chia seeds, lots of fiber in chia seeds or flax seeds. In chia seeds particular, off of this bag, I'll read 2 off this bag. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds contains 8 grams of fiber, which is quite a lot. And there's something about chia seeds and flaxseed, the ground flaxseed or the whole seeds. They help with keeping you regular. They help keep the GI transit time a little bit quicker. There's just something about the compounds that are in those particular that help with our bowel movements. Yes, I think I've covered everything there is to talk about fiber. I love talking about fiber. It is such an important topic for our health in the carbohydrate realm or just in the nutrition realm in general. I hope that you learned something new today. Maybe check out your products at home, see which ones are high fiber or low fiber. Sometimes our products, especially the bread, pasta related products, so breads, pastas, cereals, they advertise them as being multigrain type of items, when in fact they are multigrain, but they are the white or enriched version of the multigrain. They're not actually whole grains. So you may not be getting very much fiber in your bread if it's a multigrain, as you would be if it was a whole grain bread. I just thought of something else important to say. Oh no, I just lost it. Oh, that's okay. I lost it. Anyway, so check out your products at home, see which ones might be tricking you with their advertisements on the package, read that nutrition label. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Some products do actually have fiber supplements added into them. So one of them in particular, inulin, you'll see inulin added to a lot of products. Breads and cereals in particular tend to have that added into them, and it is a fiber supplement. It's not just it's not like a whole grain oats. It is an added fiber. So ideally, trying to get products that don't have those fiber additives in them, but just trying to get the ones that are whole foods, whole ingredients in the ingredient list. All right, now I think I've covered everything. I hope you learned something new today. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments in that little comment section. I'm happy to answer any of those, even after the class ends here live this morning. I will be back with another carbohydrate topic next month, second Wednesday of the month, and I'll be back here tomorrow morning doing some strength training and stretch classes with you. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.